The Greek newspapers are in no doubt about the snub of Rishi Sunak. Dimitris Tsiodras calls it a misstep, a foolish move, and he also says, of course, the Prime Minister, that's Mitsotakis, rather than the infant in 10 Downing Street. Of course he was angry. Look, Greece is a proud country. It has a long history. Mitsotakis represents that country. And that was on television. And the opposition leader, Stefanos Kasselakis, just recently elected, has said that Sunak's behaviour was unacceptable. What it does is it hardens the debating position for the return of the Elgin or Parthenon marbles. Kasselakis says that the Parthenon sculptures is an issue that goes beyond the snub to the Greek Prime Minister as an individual, and it goes beyond party differences. It's a national issue that concerns the history of the entire people, and it's a moral issue concerning the shameless theft of cultural wealth from its natural setting. And what is so extraordinary in this story is how once again Rishi Sunak, because of his ideological stupidity, has missed an opportunity. There was Mitsotakis talking about a reunification of the artwork rather than a restoration after a theft. He was talking about a partnership, exactly the sort of partnership that is envisaged by the British Museum, even without changing the law. So if it's possible to do it without changing the law, I don't understand why it isn't done. And that really is a call to George Osborne to undermine Rishi Sunak's resolve to keep the marbles here. I think there's now absolutely no chance those marbles will be here in 10 years' time, in any form. And I think there's every chance that there is going to be the most extraordinary dismantling of the British Museum, and this will set a precedent for other artworks to be removed. The conversations with the British Museum, Tsiodras has confirmed, are ongoing and are, in his words, constructive. And he is still talking, incidentally, I would say with some relief, about the reunification of the marbles in Athens rather than the return. But he says, I don't think it's going to stop there. Clearly, there are domestic reasons, and 2024 is an election year, and Sunak is quite behind in the polls, but the discussion with the British Museum is ongoing. So what Tsiodras is now doing is making it clear internationally that Sunak is seen as a loser, a lame duck. And increasingly that will be the language now. Sunak has set himself up to be vilified in the international press. And once that starts, it's not going to stop. During election, you look to the international press to bolster your image. Not to interfere, but to bolster the image. That will not happen. So not only is he not going to get any significant advantage from Jeremy Hunt's rather clever autumn statement, he's also lost any form of international initiative. This is about a sad and irresponsible child throwing around the toys. They're not even thrown out of the pram. I don't think he would know where the edge of the pram was. Transport Secretary Mark Harper seems to have become Rishi Sunak's unofficial spokesperson. I don't know why that would be the case. It's as if he's what should we call him? Chauffeur chauffeur, the Mark Harper, Rishi Sunak's chauffeur, says the government set out its position about the Elgin marbles very clearly, which is that they should stay as part of the permanent collection of the British Museum. Well, as the Greeks are pointing out, and as indeed Osborne also pointed out, that's not entirely the case. And I think we will see a gradual dismantling of the British Museum collection, maybe under the ruse of a loan, but that loan will never be returned. Why should it be? We're rude, we're defiant, and we've got a Prime Minister who's barely over the age of 10. In fact, I know a lot of 10-year-olds and 8-year-olds who are significantly more courteous and charming than Rishi Sunak.